Today, I woke up, and it was kind of chilly outside. There was a nice breeze, and because I had my windows open all night, all I could smell was the fresh outdoor air. The first thing that came to mind was Monster Hunter World. And, well, that's just a sign of an addiction that we'll pretend I don't have. Right after that, I thought, damn, I've been playing too much Monster Hunter. So, like any normal gamer, I hopped on to my bed and went back to sleep. It was too damn early. It was like noon, maybe, like earliest. When I woke up the second time, similar circumstances had occurred. However, this time I went, man, I've been playing too much Monster Hunter, and took some time to reflect. Lamau, just kidding. I hopped straight onto Monster Hunter. 61 hours in a week isn't that bad, right? I don't have a problem. You do. It was a peculiar day for me. My usual dopamine hits from shield bashing things and bonking them on the forehead with my right hook, they just weren't hitting as hard. I needed a new source, okay? I needed a new one. I scoured the blacksmith options and immediately knew what my replacement had to be. A hammer. What else could hit as hard and bonk so well? And plus, it had spinny move, and spinny move make brain go burr. Now that is the kind of weapon that I need. But I still had to narrow down the type of hammer I wanted. Did I want something flashy, hard-hitting, something with a status effect? And none of that really matters. I mean, I really just want it to look kind of funny, and if it's like kind of goofy, it'll be mine. And when I was looking for something like that, the Thunder Element trees stuck out to me like a cuckoo clock at 12. The Lightning Vash. That thing is the goofiest looking hammer. I mean, look, it has spikes. It has like super plain coloring. And I mean, it kind of has decent damage. So it has like everything I need. It hit every box for me. The only stat it really maxed out was bonkiness. But, it left nothing else to be desired. So it was time to start the grind for materials. The grind may be long and tedious, but for this perfectly crafted weapon, it would surely be worth it. And fortunately for me, I had a bunch of ore and metal stockpiled up from my previous expeditions, so I didn't really have to worry about the first few tiers of the hammer. After the first few tiers of the hammer, though, it was a little different. I had to grab some poison stuff from the Pookie tree, and yeah, that totally makes sense. I mean, obviously, the electric hammer would come from a poison one, right? Yeah, we're using our brains here, aren't we, devs? On the hunt I went. The goal? To slaughter the first Pookie I see and ideally get as many rewards as possible. The plan? Simple. Attack in order the wings, tail, and then face in order to break as many things as possible to get maximum rewards. And after all that, I had executed the plan perfectly. The tail was broken, I had obtained every material necessary, and the perfect outcome for the perfect hunt. The Pookie step had been complete. From here on out, it's straight shot on what to do. The only materials left to grind out for the majority of the upgrades are Tobi-Kadachi, which are found in the jungle, and, it's going to be a long grind, but at least it'd be a visually appealing one. Upon looking in my handy-dandy hunter's notebook, I found out that everything on a Tobi is breakable. With their incredibly hard skin, that was no surprise. Wait, everything is breakable? Did I read that right? Man, I must be incredibly lucky, because this hammer that I'm building is about to be the perfect weapon to use to destroy them. I'll use the same weapon that I'm using them to build, to massacre them. It'll be a little morbid, but I'm not sure they'll mind after I'm done with them. The plan for the Tobis is rather simple as well. Break absolutely everything possible and spin as much as humanly possible. The goal is to look like an actual Beyblade that just got ripped. And, well, I wasn't super well versed in the hammer arts, but I picked them up rather quickly. Unlike the sword and shield, it was incredibly slow. But just like that, it was time to slaughter some electric flying squirrels. And in the beginning, these fights were tough. I even lost a few. But that's nothing new for me. A few fights later, and I would finally have everything I needed from the Tobis. All that was left to get to the second and final upgrade for my hammer was some fusium ore. And after a quick wiki search, I found out that it could drop from a boss I was quite familiar with. Odageron, otherwise known as Clifford the Big Red Dog. I'd beaten Clifford many times before, so the fights were, well, uninteresting at best. Well, all but one, that is. This fight had been interrupted by a murder pickle, and let me just say, I did not expect what happened next. Oh my... He's getting dragged! What are they doing to my boy? What are they doing to him? He's actually getting dragged. Bro had his wig snatched and everything. Oh, I feel so bad for him. Me and him were having this epic ass fight, and then a murder pickle came out of nowhere and started dragging him. Needless to say, that brought the mood immediately back up from despair of the grind. It took a while, but I'd finally amassed all the fusium necessary to upgrade my hammer. And onto the final upgrade. The requirements for this upgrade were no measly task. Elder Dragon Blood, something I'd struggled with prior, and arguably worse, the Wyvern Gem. The only Elder Dragon I had access to at this point was the one and only Nergigante. Now, some of you're wondering why does that matter, and I don't blame you. But for those who have seen my last video, you would know he's kind of my bully. I mean, like, seriously, it took me like 5 hours to beat him the first time, and yeah, I was not looking forward to it. But this time, things were different. I had help. The fights weren't mindless, but they were certainly easier than doing it alone. I already had one Elder Dragon Blood for my first fight, so just 2 more attempts and I should have everything I need. The first fight would go on without hardly any struggle. The next fight, however, would not go smoothly. We got him incredibly low, but alas, I missed my dodge and died. And, ugh. I mean, the fact that he can still kill me even when I'm in like a 3-stack is crazy. But with the final fight, we did manage to kill it, and I managed to get everything necessary. All that was left was the Wyvern Gem. This would certainly prove easier than the Elder Dragon Blood. The things that a Wyvern Gem could drop from weren't particularly challenging. The real difficult part of it was the incredibly low drop rate. It's around 10-14% chance to get one from every investigation type mission, and it could take up to like 10 hunts if I was unlucky, or in normal person metrics, just over 3 hours. I wasn't looking forward to this. I really didn't want to get all the way to 9 hunts and still not get it, but I was just so eager to have that hammer that I just got started, and I started the grind. Fortunately for me, a viewer had offered to assist me in my hunts, about 3 in. His name is Raxon, and he's well known within my tight-knit community. This guy has thousands of hours in the game, and his knowledge of it was kind of impressive. And you wouldn't believe what happened. The first hunt with Raxon, the very first one, the first one he had hopped on for, I got the Wyvern Gem. I mean, I was ecstatic. Like, Raxon, my goat, he had done it again. Every time I play with this guy, I get what I want. He's actually just my good luck charm. I rushed up the stairs and into the blacksmith shop. I clicked straight into the hammer upgrade path, and there it was, ready to be built. I had finally completed the hammer I'd yearned for, but it was starting to get really late, and I was tired. I'd grinded essentially all day, and even a little bit of the day prior. It was time for me to go to sleep, but I'll probably be testing it out tomorrow. And you guys don't want to miss that.